Good morning, YouTube. It's BTM here, bringing you guys back to the Black Tiger Miner YouTube channel. Shout out to Sugar Lump Crypto, joining early today. Thanks for signing up for the Patreon. But going forward, we got a lot of news to get to, so let's get to it. First off, let me see here. Go back to the dual screen, the full screen. Don't forget to sign up for the Black Tiger Miner YouTube channel and join our Discord. Starting to get a couple members on the Discord. Just need to add some more information and get some more users on there. And this is something we talked about last night. This is that DiCaprio cheers. And if you can see, it's up 97.05%. So it actually did do a pretty good run. So just an FYI there, something we found last night on the YouTube channel. Just trying to check the sound check. Making sure the sound's on. Can you hear me? Okay, perfect. So we live. Shout out to Thomas Keefe, KASPA. Hold on, let's do the recording. They got sophisticated now. KASPA's the Army, better yet the Navy. Shout out to the Yeah, we're moving up in the world. Got the sound recording working. Let's see here. Which one is it? Remember, dance with who brought you to the party. Don't forget that. So shout out to all the Caspians and the KASPA networks and the Black Tiger Miner. So moving forward, don't forget to sign up for the, see here we go, the Patreon. And we do have a member, so shout out to the member and thanks for joining. And let's see here, let's get to it. Okay, so first, I've been seeing a lot about QUBIC. We're going to get to the information about Coinbase and KuCoin in a second. But I've seen some more news about QUBIC. I think somebody mentioned it in the live a couple days ago. So I did write it down. I need to research it, but this is used for QUBIC's $100, 100 miners to 500 miners in just a few weeks. Okay, so that's 100,000 miners to 500,000 miners. As QUBIC Network sails into another approach transition, we are scaling new heights of innovation. The QUBIC Network has experienced unprecedented expansion, growing from 100,000 to 500,000 miners in a few weeks. Users' numbers have also skyrocketed. The surge has presented challenges notable in transaction times and pool stability. This is the second reason to be super bullish on QUBIC. It is the fact that it's considered a layer 0 project, not a layer 1 project. As layer 0, it's expected that QUBIC could underlie all blockchain DAGs financial systems, supply chains and governments, and connect them together. Basically speaking, QUBIC can connect the whole world. So it's definitely a project we need to look into. Let me know if you guys are looking into that as well. 500,000 crypto miners mining QUBICs. Impressive. Even more impressive, QUBIC's growing miners by 5x from 100K to 500K. 400,000 additional miners only in a few weeks. Holy crap. The Quadrant-based computer crypto project is going to be bigger than any of us imagined. So we'll keep an eye out for that as well. And this is a God candle somebody posted a couple of hours ago. and I definitely need to check the chart on QUBIC. But moving forward, this is Ice River and a new KASPA miner's coming. Ice River KS5, 18 terahash, K heavy hash KASPA. Prepare for the new mining opportunity with the new Ice River KS5, 18 terahash. Best performing IR miners so far. Soon to be available on our website. So yeah, be interesting to see the price on that bad boy. But going forward, think we can get to the news now. A federal judge denies Coinbase motion to dismiss a lawsuit that alleges crypto exchange violate investors' protection laws. Coinbase must face U.S. securities regulation lawsuit. A judge ruled that Coinbase engaged in unregistered state and offered of securities under U.S. law, allowing lawsuit by the SEC to go forward against the company. So is it just me, or does it seem that it's weird that both of these lawsuits between Coinbase and KuCoin popped up right before the halving, right? You guys had all year in summer, last year, winter, spring, and fall. And now all of a sudden these lawsuits are coming up. I think it's kind of weird. A judge ruled that the SEC Gov made a plausible argument that Coinbase is operating as an unregistered broker, exchange, and clearinghouse. And considering Coinbase is one of the larger exchanges in the U.S., this could be pretty big. U.S. court denied Coinbase motion to dismiss SEC's lawsuit against the exchange. In conclusion, for reasons the court denies defendants' motions, judgments on pleading in so far as the court finds the SEC has sufficiently pleaded that Coinbase operates as an exchange, as a broker, and as a clearing agent under the federal securities law, and through its staking program engages in unregistered offering and sale of securities. And again, I tell you guys to stay away from staking. I'm not real big in staking. I definitely don't like the Ethereum proof of stake. The only thing I see with staking is you can't get your staked cryptocurrency out right away, right? You got to wait, and there's a process, and most of the time it takes 3 to 5 days or longer. So I'm definitely not with staking. Don't support staking. Don't have any stake in the fight, pun intended. Enables an unregistered offer of sell securities. The court further finds that the SEC has sufficiently pleaded control person liability for CGI under the act. The court grants defendant motion, however, with respect to the SEC's claim regarding wallets. The clerk of the court is directed to terminate the motion on the docket entry 35. The parties are directed to submit a proposed case management plan on or before April 19th, which is very, very strange because that's close to the halving. Shout out to Hawks, Marino 7 a.m. from New Zealand, up early in New Zealand. Thanks for joining the channel. Okay, this is one of the, got a couple of videos. This is one of the videos we're going to start with.
Sales of security. That's right. A judge in the Southern District of New York ruling this morning that Coinbase engaged in unregistered sales of securities, allowing the SEC's lawsuit to continue moving forward. The judge ruled that Coinbase operates as an exchange, a broker, and a clearing agency for the purposes of federal securities laws. Recall the SEC sued Coinbase last year, saying that it violated federal securities laws based on the fact that it was engaging in securities. It also argued that Coinbase wallet acted as an unregistered brokerage, We are hearing from Coinbase's chief legal officer, Paul Graywall, who is tweeting right now saying that, quote, today the court decided that our SEC case will move forward on most of the claims, but dismiss the claims against Coinbase Wallet. We were prepared for this, and we look forward to uncovering more about the SEC's internal views and discussions on crypto regulation. Looking ahead, we remain confident in our legal arguments. Shares of Coinbase, of course, are dropping on this news. We will continue looking into this and what the ramifications mean for the U.S.'s largest crypto exchange going forward. Shauna? That's right. A judge.
So do you guys think this is bad for Coinbase, or do you think Coinbase will rally once they do complete the lawsuit against the SEC? And I also thought that they already had this lawsuit last year. I thought this would happen last year and got dismissed. I got to look further in the details. And this is the Bitcoin is in the extreme greed right now at 83%. And let's see here. Breaking news. Justice denied Coinbase motion to dismiss and will allow the SEC to continue its case against the company in regards to the allegations that it operates an unregistered exchange broker clearing agency through the staking program. And let me see here. This is the Reuters argument, or the Reuters article. We'll check that out in a minute. I want to get to a video or two. So this is, I think this is Larry Fink. We'll come back to that. Play through this commercial real quick. Dang it, 15 seconds.
Today, the DOJ charges crypto exchange.
Yeah, we'll come back to this KuCoin in a second. KuCoin, this is Larry Finch.
When I talk about this statistic, I get.
We'll stick with the program and come back. So this is Dusty talking about the Coinbase, and then we'll go back to Larry Fink.
The court even acknowledges the SEC's claims with regards to Coinbase's staking being, well, this is going to be a big drama. So if you're not completely up to date, a very long time ago, the SEC sued Coinbase. In the midst, Coinbase also sued the SEC because they said there really weren't proper crypto rules. But one of the most prominent points the SEC was making is that Coinbase's Earn program doesn't really make sense. They're promising people a return, which they shouldn't be allowed to do. What is that return based on? Yada, yada. This is all unregistered securities. And now there came a long discussion about what staking really is and why it shouldn't be handled by the SEC even, and why Coinbase's plans were all outlined when they decided to go public. But again, more and more and more debate. But right now, apparently the court has just said that the SEC can pursue Coinbase's staking program issue. And what this initial part here is about is that the court had to find that the SEC's claims were, sufficient enough to even be recognized for this type of discussion. Meaning, let's say that that the SEC threw up a claim which was so outrageous, the court really wouldn't even look at it. But the court has now decided that yes, the SEC sufficiently pleaded that Coinbase has acted as an official or operated as an official exchange, broker, and clearing agency, and thus laws follow with that they have now potentially messed up on. And I think the most prominent claim is just Coinbase failed to register as a broker dealer or something along those lines. And that's really what they're going to hammer down on. But anyway, that's the main reason the price fell so much in the span of like 15 minutes. Should you be worried is a question I see quite a lot, especially.
So that is probably of concern because, as people mentioned, or I mentioned previously, there could be a black swan event to kind of disrupt the crypto market. I'm not saying that this is that event, but there's a lot of going on with KuCoin and who is this? Coinbase at the same time. So it's kind of weird. I don't know what to think. We'll have to stay posted and see how this plays out. But as Dustin mentioned, it's not good for crypto. Although, if you were looking to pick up Coinbase stock, you might keep an eye on it because I'm pretty sure it's going to continue to drop. It's not financial advice, but I'm sure once it wins a lawsuit, it will bounce back. But I'm going to keep an eye on it myself just in case we can pick it up as the price slowly starts to drop due to the lawsuit. So let's see. See what else he's talking
Actually, in
about.
Telegram, I saw that just now. In my opinion, my humble opinion, this is not something to really cash out over. This is not something to sell your bags over and get scared about, especially when the 4-hour chart looks like this, which in my opinion is extremely bullish, but especially when you kind of zoom out and look at the weekly chart, we really didn't witness any sort of bleed at all. And even if we do go sideways, which I'll talk about more on our trading channel, but even if we do go sideways, it still really wouldn't be that bad. I mean, if we were to touch 59,000 before zooming back upwards, I really wouldn't be too sad about that because ultimately we know where we're at. And since the SEC hasn't really won anything too detrimental just quite yet, this really is kind of a nothing burger. People just very much overreacted. Then again, what people are doing is anticipating the further moves. For example, the fact that the SEC now went against them could indicate that at some point in the near future, the SEC is going to have some sort of victory. What if they do and Coinbase has to shut down? And these are all questions that are logical to think about, but I don't really think about too much. What I'm mostly interested in, honest truth, what I'm mostly considering honest truth is everything with regards to this Bitcoin spot ETF and their inflows. And as it seems right now, we're back towards the green, where the last couple of days were kind of a bleed off. And I described before why I think that's quite necessary to have some healthy market. And we talked before about our potential squeeze, where the institutions are very much long and the hedge funds are very much short. Either this is as a hedge position or there's a squeeze of sorts coming. Anyway, with that in the back of our pocket, in the background, in the back of our heads, we are seeing the numbers go up by quite some significant sums again. I think we're like $400 million in the plus just now. To which all I can say is, if you think the institutions are scared of something like this, you'll definitely notice throughout the next couple of days with some even more crazy sell-offs than what we witnessed right here. But I always
Look, they're even hiring freelance tax experts on Fiverr.
Yeah, it probably works better than how we do our tax.
always think, right, that if the institution is big enough to buy via the likes of BlackRock, specifically in just crazy numbers, that they're able to do their own due diligence and make up their mind as to whether or not they saw the whole Coinbase lawsuit as a too big of a risk to not be worth it. But the fact that they still invested anyway, knowing this lawsuit with Coinbase is going on, knowing the SEC's crazy stance on things, perhaps it's literally what's making them more bullish on everything. The fact that the SEC is so hunting is making them more excited that, first of all, clarity is going to be here sooner than otherwise, potentially, because of a hawkish Gary Gensler, because he's really on it, like a freaking crazy guy, like a maniac. Perhaps because election year and Gary Gensler is going to be thrown out, which they know is going to be replaced by somebody better, potentially, right? I don't know. I'm just putting some stuff out there. Or potentially because they just know it really doesn't.
Good morning, quarter crawler. Welcome from the west side, bringing California online. And I did read this earlier. I was looking at this real quick while that video was playing. So Fetch AI, SingularNet, and Ocean Protocol to merge AI tokens. All three tokens will merge into one, creating the artificial super intelligent token ASI. And I think I talked about that last night. There's a lot of attrition is going to happen in the crypto market, right? There's over 4,700 tokens. And if you know, like I know, this is the wild, wild west currently for crypto. As the SEC starts to regulate, like they're doing with KuCoin and who is this? Coinbase. There's going to be a lot of consolidation, stuff disappearing. Big bank take little bank, the larger companies taking over for smaller companies, or mergers like this. So just keep an eye out. AI token are making moves that might ignite AI narratives again after these three projects announced on Wednesday that they're entering a proposed agreement to merge their tokens into one called artificial super intelligence. Proposed merger dubbed the Artificial Superintelligence Alliance Data and AI Projects Fetch Singular and Ocean Protocol plan to merge to super intelligent, that's the same thing we just read, with the rising popularity of the AI solution and the big techs dominating the headlines. Web3 companies are looking to change the game by introducing features to blockchain into the AI world. And yes, remember, KASPA's the Army, better yet, the Navy. Shout out to the Air Force, Paul Wilson. And shout out to the Marines. And shout out to the Space Force. But what I'm wondering is when they merge, what happens when your tokens? Do your tokens merge into this AIS or AGI? The formerly AIS Collective wants to ensure that AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, and AIS, as they develop, are not owned and controlled by any particular party with its biased interests. They should be rolled into an open, democratic, decentralized way, says Dr. Ben Something, founder of CEO of Singular. Based on Web3 decentralization and privacy, the partnerships would help facilitate direct relationships between developers, users, and bypassing traditional gatekeepers. Sorry, just got caught up on something. Just mind spinning there. Enhancing privacy, says CEO and founder of Fetch AI. Led to an increase in price of 3 tokens. Fetch gained 9%, Ocean 22%, and AIG increased 11% in the last 24 hours. Interesting. So we'll keep that on hold, and let's go back to see what Fink's saying, and then let's see. Actually, did he finish?
Matter. And whatever is happening in the lawsuit field doesn't matter over the span of multiple months or multiple years. It's all just fog that you can really make yourself busy with, but it doesn't matter ultimately. Again, I'm not going to be the guy to tell you, oh, we can't actually come down because of negative news like this, just like how we went down over the past 2 weeks here. And, even the Bitcoin ETFs were showing some negative signs. I will tell you, however, that this same thinking process, people have all the time when we hit new all-time highs. For example, if we look back here, right, this is the 27th.
Okay, yeah, we're going down some more analysis of Bitcoin. We can come back to that. So let's see what Link's saying. Let's see what Larry Fink's saying about Bitcoin before we get to the KuCoin video about the KuCoin lawsuit. I just kind of figured it's tying together. So I want to show you Coinbase first. We talked about Coinbase. Now we're talking about what Fink's saying about Coinbase. Then we'll go back to KuCoin.
Get frightened.
Larry Fink says that this statistic frightens him, and this is why he believes in Bitcoin.
In the year 2000, the U.S. deficit was $8 trillion. Today, it's $34 trillion. So 23 years later, we increased our deficit by $26 trillion. So for the first 40 years, we increased our deficit to $8 trillion. And then in the last 23 years, we increased it by $26 trillion. I think that speaks volumes of what's happening in our country today.
BlackRock has now put themselves on record saying Bitcoin overwhelmingly is our #1 priority for our investors. Interesting quote. BlackRock says, what we're seeing is that investors in general, are resoundingly choosing BlackRock's Bitcoin ETF IBIT for their Bitcoin access. That's a combination of investors.
So this is really funny to me because Finch was the first one to say they weren't going to invest in Bitcoin. Bitcoin wasn't doing anything. Bitcoin was never going to be a long-term play. And BlackRock exclusively said they didn't want to do anything with Bitcoin because their investors were not interested in investing in cryptocurrency. 2 years later, now this is the biggest sector. This is a combination of new investors who are new to Bitcoin and those who have held exposure in different forms historically. So he's saying now that their biggest focus is Bitcoin, which is really weird because a couple of years ago, they didn't want anything to do with it. So I'm just saying that as we say how things swing very differently, very quick, right? So in the world of crypto, like I know, anything can happen overnight and then everything spins wildly. So between this Coinbase lawsuit, which I think this is the SEC trying to slow down, told you he's out of rehab. Definitely out of rehab. For sure, quarter caller. So this is, I think the SEC is trying to slow down Base, the spin-off project with Coinbase. So with the lawsuit, now they're focusing more on the SEC and less on expansion. And Larry Fink's turning around. He sees the money in Bitcoin. So now all of a sudden, he's Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. And a couple of years ago, he was like, we don't plan to do any investing in crypto. Let me know if you guys remember that. Hit a like in the chat or a shout out if you remember when Larry Fink was anti-Bitcoin. Just want to get back to this video so we can get to the KuCoin discussion.
Who are totally new to Bitcoin, plus those who have held exposure to Bitcoin in different forms historically. For our clients, Bitcoin is overwhelmingly the #1 priority, and then a little bit Ethereum.
Now, last time you were on the show, you also mentioned that there is going to be
Ethereum.
Now,
that's what I was trying to get to. I thought it was up there earlier. For our clients, Bitcoin is overwhelmingly the #1 priority, and for a little bit of Ethereum and very little everything else. And this is funny as heck to me because this is the same guy that was like, our clients are not interested in Bitcoin. Now, let me see if I can find that because I do remember him saying that. Let me see. Who is this, Larry? Let's see here. Is this it? See if I can find this quote. This is recent, so this can't be a. So I guess we'll check back to that. I can play the video while I'm looking for
#1
this.
priority, and then a little bit Ethereum.
Now, last time you were on the show, you also mentioned that there is going to be one blockchain ecosystem that rules them all, and you believe that is Ethereum. Why do you think that is?
It's really interesting.
Hey, beautiful people of Texas, what's your stockbroker done for you lately? Here's what we're doing. 500.
Interesting when you kind of peel back the curtain and see what's happening to Bitcoin and Ethereum on exchanges. The downtrend in Ethereum and Bitcoin reserves on exchanges persists, with a minor uptick for Ethereum. Meanwhile, Bitcoin's supply decline steepens, likely driven by increased ETF acquisition. But what's interesting is that there's less Ethereum than Bitcoin on exchanges. Guys, smash the like button. Let's get this information out there to as many people as possible. Most people don't realize BlackRock is going to own more Bitcoin than Michael Saylor soon.
Give me an example.
So that's really weird because I did find that article. Let me pull it over here. Bingo. BlackRock's Larry Finch. Hold on. Jamie D also got released this year. You talking about Diamond? I wasn't around when he said it, but I believe it. Yeah, I got it right here. Just to make sure. No cap, right? Stop the cap. Stop the cap. BlackRock's Larry Fink once said clients have zero interest in crypto. Here's how things have changed for him. Largest manufacturer, notable says. Okay, it doesn't actually say anything. Let me go back and see. Let me check here. Is this it? Because I actually read, I was sitting here reading, or I was reading an article. I mean, I was listening to a video and they were saying See if this is it. See, where is that other one? We can close that out. This is the Bitcoin halving coming right around the corner. So keep an eye on the news as things start to evolve, because there's going to be a lot of news coming down, lawsuits and all kind of crazy stuff trying to avert money from Bitcoin and slow down this overall surge that's coming to crypto. Many people to focus on encourage narrative, asset class, yada, yada, yada. Okay, maybe it doesn't say it here. But I'm actually looking for that quote because I do remember him saying that. Dang it. Yeah, it's here, but it's not here. That's weird. But the CEO and his institutional clients are largely not interested in investing in it. Many crypto investors blame the institution interest in Bitcoin as the support behind the latest rally. That's weird that they took the quote out. I don't know. Okay, well, we'll keep pushing. I'll see if I can find this later and come back to that. Crypto bubble is some green. Fetch AI is up 9.3. Alpha's up, or Alethioum is up 7.9. Ocean's up 16.1. Singler's up 9%. I wish I would have kept that Singler I had early on. SEI is up 5.4. Ondu's up 5.5. Dodge is up 6.5. SafeMoon is up 11.1. Litecoin's up 7.6. LCI is up 29.1. And you mentioned Surf. Let me check out Surf real quick because I do have it somewhere else. Let me see here. Booyah. Surf's up 4%. And I think I showed you this earlier. This is one of my investments I play around with. I have several accounts, several crypto accounts what I invest in and try to let you guys know. Sorry, my face is itching. This is Surf and it's up 4.6%, 4.65% actually. So yeah, it's doing okay. But like I mentioned last night with this DiCaprio is up 112%. And I did mention that to someone we invested in it last night. I think I got $100 of it last night and I got 50. And I wish I would have got more because you can see here it's up 114% today. And it's weird that this coin came out of nowhere a couple days ago, actually. But you know me, I'm going to invest in all kind of actually it must have came out yesterday because there's no, I don't know, but we'll check on Dex Tools a little later. And let's see here. Let me get back to where were we? Where the Think thing, where'd it go? Oh yeah, Michael Sager's talking now.
Of something you can own $100 million of, where you can take personal custody of it and where you can actually move it anywhere on earth, and where even if I hold a gun to your head, I can't take it from you. And the only thing we've ever figured out that you can do that with is Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin is like, it keeps everybody honest.
So this is one of the advantage of Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, but especially Bitcoin, because as he mentioned, it's not like you can come up and rob somebody with a Bitcoin, right? Worst case scenario is you have to get a wallet to transfer to, right? It's not like someone can just take it. They'd have to transfer it or send it to you. So that does make it considerably more securable. And I was reading where they're saying that Bitcoin is going to be real estate, right? It's going to be the cyber real estate. So a lot of these cryptocurrencies are going to be for projects that you can hold money in early real estate, because as the development starts on a lot of these ecosystems and blockchains and block DAGs, right? We are really ahead of the game. A lot of this stuff is not even getting developed on yet. So once the development comes and the adoption starts, that's when the real money's going to start rolling in, guys.
The optionality to do this means that all you got to do is find one bank in Singapore that'll treat you better than the bank in New York or London or Tokyo, and then you can move it in a half an hour for $5. And what happens next? The bank in New York thinks, well, I guess we can't screw these guys over because they'll just move it to Singapore. And the guys in California say, well, I can't just tax all the Bitcoin in California. It'll move to Wyoming. It'll move to Singapore. It'll move to Malta. And at the end of the day, you can tell everybody to go fuck themselves.
So yeah, Bitcoin looking incredibly bullish. Just give it time. The conversation around Bitcoin nowadays is 100% ETF devoted. Seems like just because there's so much demand coming from that ETF wrapper, because it's so easy for these big players and institutions to buy via the ETFs. And so many have yet to get onboarded or in the process of still being able to get onboarded and buying and getting their first 1%, then 2%.
These commercials are
Than
killing me.
3%. Wisdom Tree gains approval to purchase spot Bitcoin ETFs for its $206 million and $117 million funds. Certainly the biggest unknown right now is Ethereum. Like, we see what's going on behind the scenes, BlackRock launching a tokenized asset fund on Ethereum.
So we'll come back to that because I'm not really a big Ethereum fan anyway, because they're feeing us to death. So I don't know if you guys are big into it. I have a lot of friends that are deeply invested in Ethereum, but that's another argument for another live or another call. But we might come back to that as well. Yes, SafeMoon still exists. I'm surprised as you are, C-Dub, because I do remember the SafeMoon collapse, and then all of a sudden, SafeMoon is back. I don't know, with the whole scandal in I think it was Indonesia or China somewhere, about these guys running off with half of the SafeMoon, which is millions in SafeMoon. But I guess they survived that attack as well. And damn it, ALI, Liquid Intelligence, is down 14%. I'm glad I didn't reinvest in that again, but I guess it's good to get it while it's down. Chlor is down 4%. Pepe's down 4%. Archblock's up 3.4. Altech is down 2%. KASPA's down 2.8%. Ethereum's down 1%. Zellblock, I think this is down 6. Book of Memes has been hit pretty hard lately at 5.4. My lady is down 12.4%. Beam's down 2.5. And let's get to this KuCoin video. And she's talking about the truth about KuCoin. So let's run this one. And then there was another video where CNBC is talking about it. But let's get to this video first. Then we'll go back to that because this is shorter. So she might get to the point a lot faster.
Centralized exchange called KuCoin. Watch this video. It's important. Okay, so what's happened today is the U.S. Department of Justice has charged the two founders of KuCoin, as well as a few other companies that are like integrated within that exchange, with charges of violating anti-money laundering laws. Now, really quick, what we know now is that these two founders were charged with these, actually had these charges put against them, but they have not been arrested. And it seems like people are still able to be making withdrawals from KuCoin. If you want to know what KuCoin has to say about this, this has been published by their official Twitter account. They say, KuCoin.
Okay, before we get into their quote, if you have something on KuCoin, just to be on the safe side, take it off, right? Don't keep your currency on the exchange. And especially now, just in case there is something that happens and they freeze KuCoin, take it out now. Pause the video, leave the video running, log into your KuCoin and take it out, right? Move to another exchange. You can move it to your Tangent wallet. You can move it to Zellcore. You can move it to any other wallet So do your due diligence and take it out now, right? I remember when something happened with FTX a couple of years ago. Was it FTX? Was it a couple of years ago? Maybe a year and a half ago, when they were under investigation before they arrested what's this, Freeman, Bank Freeman, whatever this guy's name was, and before things started falling apart. I watched Larry Jones, and Larry Jones mentioned to go ahead and take it off. And I took it out as soon as he said that. And when I came back the next day, they had froze FTX, and you couldn't move your money in and out. And I have a lot of friends that still have Bitcoin on FTX. I see where FTX is starting to pay people out for what they had or for some of their losses. But don't forget to get it out now while you can.
Is operating well and the assets of our users are absolutely safe. We are aware of
What's up, Israel brother?
the related reports and are currently investigating the details through our lawyers. KuCoin respects the laws and regulations of various countries and strictly adheres to compliance standards. Okay, I'm smirking there because KuCoin didn't implement KYC until 2023. Furthermore, they didn't retroactively require users that have joined before then to go through the KYC process.
Yay!
So kind of gotta love that about KuCoin, but this is probably why the U.S. Department of Justice is going after them. They can claim that because there's no KYC happening in that exchange, that they were facilitating money laundering, terrorist activities, and a whole lot of fraud and bad things, basically.
The question is, why do you have $5 on KuCoin, quarter crawler? What are you doing over there? I'm just playing. But yeah, that was hilarious. Get your $5 of cash off KuCoin.
If that's their basis for this court case, it will be very interesting to see how this moves forward, if they can actually prove that these allegations are true, because even in their own...
I wonder if this is going to drive the price up on KASPA, because there's going to be a lot of movement of people taking it off of KuCoin. Just from a comment point of view, how many people of you actually use KuCoin, right? You could just say yay or nay, right? You don't have to say what you got in there. And go ahead and like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to join the Patreon. And let's get back to this video, because I want to get to that other video as well. I think it's
own statements. These prosecutors are saying allegedly, because this has not been proven in court yet. But they are claiming that about $30.2 million worth of crypto was received into KuCoin from Tornado Cash. You guys remember that coin mixer that the Department of Justice tried to make a mockery of, tried to make basically a huge public enemy #1 of freedom and safety of people. Tornado Cash is where all the bad guys are. The founders of Tornado Cash are still, I believe, in custody awaiting trial.
I don't even know what Tornado Cash is. Do you guys remember Tornado Cash? Anybody heard of that? I think I missed that one. That's kind of weird. I never heard of Tornado Cash, actually. But yes, that was hilarious.
And so now they're bringing that up yet again. And so I have to, you guys, this is anyone who's cheering on for regulations, this is what you're getting. You're getting slapped with more KYC, which makes you more vulnerable to things like hacks and phishing attacks, because you're giving up your sensitive information to third parties to store it. Guess what? Those third parties get hacked all the time. Your information is then leaked out onto the dark web, and a hacker can make a purchase of your information with thousands of other people's information for incredibly cheap prices. And then they can target you, try to get you to give them your cryptocurrency. So love KYC, definitely protects the end user.
Scam.
No, it doesn't. It's a scam. But again, this is a certainly evolving situation. KuCoin is saying that their assets are safe. Are they really? Do you really trust a centralized exchange to have?
Definitely not. And also keep in mind, if you didn't hear, it's weird. Every time I pause the video, people look kind of strange. But keep in mind, or if you listen closely, even she said the people who signed up before don't have to go through the process. It's just new people who joined. So keep that in the back of your head. If you're already in these exchanges, they're not going to make you go back and sign back up. And as well as once you're in, you're in. So a lot of you guys that got in early, you got nothing to worry about, right? But let's see what CNBC's saying about this KuCoin thing. And let me know your thoughts about it, right? Let's get the comments going. Let's get the super chats. Where you at? Wake up. It's Wednesday, hump day. Let's go.
KuCoin with violating anti-money laundering rules. The SEC proposes a $2 billion fine for XRP issuer Ripple, and Paul Brody of EY breaks down what to expect from the Ethereum network in 2024. Welcome to CNBC's Crypto World. I'm Talia Kaplan. Bitcoin keeping its momentum, holding above the $70,000 market reclaimed yesterday. By noon Eastern, the cryptocurrency inched higher by 0.2%. Meanwhile, Ether's also in the green, hovering just below $3,600. Chainlink's a bright spot today, climbing 3.8%. Okay, let's talk about the top stories. The SEC is seeking a nearly $2 billion fine against Ripple. Last year, a federal judge found the issuer of XRP violated securities law by selling the token directly to institutions. Now the court has to issue a final judgment and decide how much Ripple has to pay for breaking the law. While the SEC says the judge should hand down a $1.95 billion penalty against the company. Ripple's chief legal officer posted on X that it would file a response to the proposed judgment next month. We should also note that while Ripple was found to have violated the law when it came to selling XRP to institutions, the judge said the crypto company didn't break the law when it sold to retail investors. Next, U.S. officials just charged KuCoin and two of its executives with allegedly violating anti-money laundering rules. Prosecutors for the Southern District of New York allege that the exchange and two of its founders, Chun Gan and Ka Tang, operated an unlicensed money transmitting business and violated the Bank Secrecy Act by failing to maintain a proper anti-money laundering program. At the same time, this
Quarter crawler, what do you mean KuCoin asks you to KYC again? You already did it once and they want you to do it again? I mean, I don't really mess with any exchanges that want to KYC, just in general, because I don't like that information. As she says, that's a lot of information floating around, especially for cryptocurrencies you can buy anywhere. CFCT charges KuCoin with operating illegal digital asset derivative exchanges.
The CFTC charged the exchange with failing to register with the agency, failing to implement an effective customer identification program, and more. Now, we reached out to KuCoin, and the company told us it was currently investigating the details of the charges. The company added that it respects the laws and regulations of various countries and strictly adheres to compliance standards. At the end of last year, the company also agreed to shut down in the state of New York and pay a $22 million fine after failing to register in the state.
I actually missed that. Did you guys remember that from last year? Because I don't know. I actually missed that. I didn't even know they shut down in New York. But then again, New York is very bank driven. So there's lots of pressure on cryptocurrencies from the state of New York for different reasons.
All right, let's jump to our main story. Paul Brody, the global blockchain leader for EY, is a big believer in the potential of the Ethereum network. I sat down with him last week to discuss the recent resurgence of crypto adoption and what to expect from Ethereum in the near future. There have been several developments in crypto since the beginning of this year. Most notably, spot Bitcoin ETF started trading here in the US. We also saw Bitcoin reach new all-time highs. So with all these developments, how do you think that's impacting crypto sentiment and adoption?
So in general, I think these developments are driving adoption and they're driving kind of the sentiment in the market. And it's not just in the US. US is by far the biggest market, but we're seeing this in Europe and Asia. There's a global, I'll call it regulatory convergence going on, where crypto is coming from outside the regulated mainstream into the regulated environment. And that's driving adoption, because most of the world's capital it's in regulated markets, and it's behind sort of regulatory controls like pension funds and large investment
Yeah, I just want to see what he has to say about Ethereum, then we'll keep going.
funds. And unless it's something like a regulated structured a product, or it's listed on an exchange, they really can't buy it. They'd be violating their kind of responsibility to their clients.
So obviously you're big on Ethereum. You wrote a book on Ethereum for Business, after all. So I'm curious to get your take on some current events applying to Ethereum. Recently, the network went through its latest upgrade, Dencun, which is meant to help with scalability. So how has that upgrade influenced adoption and sentiment to Ethereum and Ether specifically?
So Ethereum's been doing this for quite a while now. And Dencun in particular isn't a major upgrade, although it's got some important features. There's two things we're taking away from Dencun. The first is that, like all these other previous Ethereum upgrades, they did this flawlessly, no drama, no downtime. It's kind of really amazing when you think about it, right? They moved several $100 billion of financial infrastructure from one version to the next without a hiccup. So that's the first thing, which is just the maturity of the organization, the people, the engineers behind it. The second thing, though, is that first, the merge that happened, about, I think it was 12 months ago, and now Dencun, they are both milestones in terms of driving down the cost of transactions. And Dencun in particular built on the merge, and now we're seeing some of the transaction costs on Ethereum, they're falling well below a penny. Some of them were allowed down to 5 cents previously, but now we're below a penny. And this may not seem like a big deal.
He said it was Ethereum transactions below a penny. I don't believe it. I have to see it. Yes, Ethereum does what you right there, Israel brother. I watch it from the distance, but after the fees and trying to buy Ethereum lately, no. Trying to see something. I'm looking at this article. Just give me a second here, because it's weird. I don't know if it's in English or not, so I'm just trying something. What is this? Criminal charges against. This is a whole video. This is short. Who is this guy? Just looking at some shorts real quick. Cryptocurrency, anti-money laundering. Definitely a lot of shorts on this KuCoin thing. Latest market. Let's see what this guy's talking about.
मैं आपके साथ पिछले 24 घंटे की क्रिप्टो मार्केट.
Okay, let's not see what this guy's talking about. A lot of shorts. So let's go back to Gensler.
But particularly for industrial customers, you're talking about, I've got clients, for example, they want to do 1 million or more transactions a day for a single product line to manage their supply chains. So when you start to talk about those volumes, really, really low transaction costs are extremely important.
Another development we're following, obviously a lot of asset managers have applications pending before the SEC for spot Ether ETFs. Some of those asset managers include BlackRock, Van Eck, and Grayscale. And last time you were on the show on Crypto World back in September, you were optimistic, it seemed, that these applications will in fact get approved. And you noted that if they do in fact get approved, there will be a tidal wave of institutional money that flows into the space. So are you still feeling optimistic that these Ether ETFs will get approved, and what will change if they do get approved?
So I'm very optimistic. The experience with the Bitcoin ETFs has been very positive. There's the same kind of thing pending with the Ethereum ones that are going to be just as positive. What is going to happen eventually, and I'm a little surprised it hasn't happened yet, is that people don't treat Bitcoin and Ethereum differently. They both see them as cryptocurrencies. But really, Bitcoin has become the kind of digital gold. It is a crypto asset, whereas Ethereum is really shaping up as a crypto computing platform. And so if you want to hold an asset just for appreciation, people are going to buy Bitcoin. If you want to invest in a computing platform for financial services and business operations, then Ethereum and ETH in particular is going to be your choice.
Now, we recently learned that...
Okay, we're going to give a pause on that Ethereum thing. And let's see what this guy's talking about. US taking down KuCoin.
Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen, all in crypto here, and welcome back, guys, for what is nothing short of a jam-packed daily cryptocurrency market update. As always, if you are new to this channel and finding yourself on my videos for the first time today, don't forget to check out that subscribe button, because we drop an update just like this one around 1 p.m. UK time every single day to help you guys stay up to date with the latest and greatest things happening within the crypto space, but also the broader markets. And that's exactly what I intend on doing in this video. I don't even know where to start. Yesterday, we had news that the US has came out and charged.
I'm not sure what you mean by has everyone paid their like taxes. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm tripping. Please. Thank you for always bringing that up, quarter caller, because for some reason, I don't know, no one wants to like the video, right? There's 20 people here and I got 2 likes. And I can't even see the likes on my side. So it's just kind of weird that it only takes a second. Just go over there and click the like button, right? Help your boy out. You could help your boy out with a super chat here and there too. But hey, I'm here to give the information to you guys to help you guys out. Let's get back to the video.
KuCoin with anti-money laundering failure. And this is to do with their KYC or lack of KYC implementation and the upkeep of it. So we're going to be looking at that news. We're going to be looking at KuCoin's response, some of the news surrounding it. We'll look at the KuCoin token. Then we've got a shed load of news to cover in relation to Bitcoin. HSBC now offering a blockchain-based gold product. They're the first bank to do this. This is big news. We're also going to talk about companies now looking to add Bitcoin. We'll look at the Bitcoin chart, and then we're going to be talking about the broader macro. Now, you guys know that we've been looking at things like the liquidity index. We've been looking at things like the bond market. We've been speculating on who's going to be the buyer of bonds and thus liquidity. And it's likely going to be coming from the main source of liquidity, which is the Federal Reserve, which aligns. That's our macro picture, our macro thesis for why we think crypto is going to do well, which is all coupled with technically where we think things are going. So we have a lot to get into, guys. Let's not waste any more time and let's get straight into it. So this was really the main news of the day. And it's important for me to come out whenever we have news like this and kind of quieten things down, because as always,
I like to hear the UK perspective on the same news we just went through. Also, I like to hear the differences in what we hear versus what they hear and kind of connect it. So let me see what this guy's talking about. So just bear with us for a couple minutes.
Everything's so dramatized, and this is the nature of media. Drama sells, okay? And we are not holier than thou in that regards. You know, we often get accused of clickbait. We try and keep it as minimal as possible, but we want to grab people's attention to a channel that we think is genuinely of use to you guys as crypto investors and broader speculators on markets. So the US charges KuCoin crypto exchange with anti-money laundering failures. Ooh, March 26th. So this was yesterday. The federal prosecutors in Manhattan on Tuesday charged KuCoin, one of the world's largest cryptocurrency exchanges, with the violating of US anti-money laundering laws by failing to vet customers, allowing billions of dollars in illicit finance to be transferred since 2017. How do they know that? So again, this is another perfect example of the US flexing its muscles and saying, no, you can't transfer anything without our say-so or knowledge. And if you do, we're going to bring the might of the US.
You ever notice that the UK is always about how strong the US is, and they always downplay whatever's happening? It's not that big, or it's not that serious, or it's not that concentrated. It's just guys are overreacting. Just a side note there. Let me get back to the video.
To your doorstep. I still think it's amazing how people have just forgotten about the whole Binance situation, how the US literally hostilely took over Binance. They got CZ out, who I'm a massive fan of. I'm a big advocate for CZ, Changpeng Zhao. I think he's been nothing but a guiding light for crypto. He's done nothing but honor his customers, and still, you know, even them charging him $4 billion when he was throwing up the 4 everywhere. It's just a big troll, basically. But in this, it goes on to say prosecutors said the Seychelles-based exchange sought business from US customers without registering with the Treasury Department and putting in place procedures to verify clients' identities and required by the law. KuCoin posted on social media site that customer assets are safe. We're going to take a look at that. Prosecutors also charged the exchange's founders, Chinese national Chu Chun Gan. I'm going to be saying these horribly wrong, by the way, guys. A dyslexic reading news live, there's always going to be some issues. And Ki Tang, who was 39, with conspiracy. They remain at large, according to prosecutors. They remain at large, so they remain out there on the run, apparently. The US Commodities Future Trading Commission separately filed a civil lawsuit against KuCoin, alleging it failed to register its futures and swaps activities with the regulator. So it's a good thing that the commodities futures, isn't that interesting? There's something telling there. Apparently, according to Gary Gensler, everything is a security, not a commodity. So KuCoin in December agreed to block New York users from its platform and pay $22 million to settle the state lawsuit accusing it of failing to register there. KuCoin's trial, Binance, Coinbase, and Kraken amongst crypto spot exchanges on factors including traffic, liquidity, and trading volume, according to the data company CoinMarketCap. So essentially what is going on here is KuCoin weren't up until recently implementing KYC. They've now done that, but they failed to register users pre-2023. So they are basically charging them and saying that what they're doing as a result of not having KYC ultimately must lead to illicit finance. So funding certain things and whatever have you. And I'm going to try not to go on a massive rant here. I think this is another perfect example of the US basically overstretching their reach. And there is a kind of fairness in some regards to what they're doing, because if you want to facilitate.
Okay, so we know that the US is trying to control or get a good control of crypto. So yes, I think he's right about the US trying to overstand their reach, but it's also the US trying to keep control of or keep from falling too far behind in crypto. Because like we saw with Fink, Larry Fink, initially they were against it, and I guess they thought they could curve the tide or be the rock that broke the wave, but apparently they can't. So now they're circling back to slow it down so they can regulate it, or at least be deeply involved in how to move money. The only reason I think they're going after this KYC is they want to see who's moving what money, right? That's the only reason you need the KYC, to see who's controlling and who's sending money from where. And the whole money laundering bit is kind of just a side note, so they can push this narrative that it's definitely not regulated enough for the US and people could be laundering money or hiding money, of which it's a possibility. But I mean, come on, guys, they've been doing this the whole time. Why is it a problem now? And why is it a big deal? One, because the Bitcoin ETFs took off like nobody thought they would. Bitcoin's running like nobody's business. And if Bitcoin rises, the entire crypto market rises. And you can see with Solana and the meme coins, no one expected that to take off as well. So there's four factors: Bitcoin, the ETFs. Well, Bitcoin's one. The Bitcoin ETFs, the memes taking off like crazy, and the Solana and the base networks picking up. And I think that's also why they're going after Coinbase to slow down development and processing with the base network. Because if base network picks up, Solana picks up, Ethereum gets their act together and stop charging $50,000 per token for freaking fees, there's going to be a large movement back into crypto. And I think that's one of the things that the government doesn't want. Because as people move into crypto, as what's that sailor said, you don't have to keep dealing with banks. And there is some sentiment, people talking about you'll be able to pay bills with cryptocurrency soon. And once that happens, you're going to see a mass exoded from the bank. I think they're going after USDT next, just to guess. You're right. I think they are too. And like I was saying, once the crypto gets to the point where people trust it, right? And it's safe and you can actually make real payments. I think that's the biggest thing slowing down crypto. Once it gets to the point where you can actually make real transactions and payments in crypto, you're going to see a mass exit from the banking system. And that's another thing that the government and the SEC is trying to hold back, right? If you leave the banks, that's taking the Federal Reserve out of things. And once the Federal Reserve gets out and you can actually get together with your friends and make large purchases with your crypto, then it's harder to track, right? Even for tax purposes, the whole system is going to get out of control. And to slow that down, that's why they keep spot investigating or slowly investigating these crypto exchanges. And again, I empower you guys to get your money off the exchange. And definitely, if anybody's holding anything in KuCoin, I don't know why you would hold it on the exchange. Get it off the exchange. Just put it into a cold storage wallet or a self custody, at least till it blows over, right? And tried to tell you guys a lot about FTX, and I was there. I was in FTX when things started falling apart, and I swear to you, I was in FTX. I saw Larry Jones say something's going on with FTX. As soon as that came out, I paused the video and I took, I don't know, maybe $50 or something. It wasn't a lot in FTX because I was just, if you notice from the videos, I put a lot of money in different places. I don't have anything all in one location other than the Zelcore wallet is where most of my crypto is. And that's a cold storage wallet. So I'm not really that deep into any particular exchange for sure and any other place, right? I got lots of wallets and lots of cold storage, web wallets, Tangent, Zelcore, Solo Flare, what is that? What is this? Not Uphold, MetaMask, which I hate, crypto.com, Coinbase, a Coinbase wallet, and a Phantom wallet. So just in case things fall apart, right? I got a lot of options and I can move the currency around. And I think that's part of what the government wants to regulate. They don't want you to be able to move the currency around so easily and be able to make payments and to transfer money around. Like I transfer money back and forth all the time. And I just want to see something here. I hate when it freaking breaks that screen like that. And yes, look at this, guys. You guys, I'm telling you, this is DiCaprio. Cheers. I bought this. It was zero. I was looking at that a couple minutes ago during the video. It was actually let me see. Where is that? They need to hear another. Oh yeah. See here. I'm trying to find the screenshot I took yesterday. Shout out to AR for the Cash App. Thanks for the Cash App. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for giving your hard-earned money over to BTM to help the channel go. I know you guys are making money there, and don't forget to super chat. So I got into this play at 0.0075 last night, and it is up to 2 cents. So that is roughly 120% gain from yesterday. right? I'm telling you, do your research and take some chances, right? High risk, high reward. I picked that up yesterday, actually during one of the videos that I saw it in. So don't forget to super chat and shout out to AR for the Cash App. And let's get back to this guy, see what he's talking about.
Trading in the US, there are rules that you need to adhere to, and KuCoin in some cases haven't done that. Maybe they thought they were above doing that. They have tried to sort of stop US users, but you know, we know that this is a bit of a gray area. It's really sad for people in the US because I have a Patreon. We've got lots of people in there, and there's lots of my patrons that are in the US that can't buy certain cryptos, apparently for their own benefit, which I don't know. You know, I think what the US government is doing is basically the mandate that Biden put in place. Biden doesn't put anything in place himself, by the way, that his government put in place to basically ensure that the US remain at the forefront of industry, you know, and crypto is no different. And really what they've been doing since that was ensuring that they take down any kind of a threat. It's no coincidence they took out Binance and then straight after they allowed a ETF. And the reasons that they were sort of stalling on the ETF pre-destroying CZ and kind of taking over Binance was because of manipulation. And they're really talking about Binance. You know, they're reining everybody in the best way they know how to with their kind of watchdogs. And KuCoin was never going to escape that. But this has caused lots of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. This was a tweet that I just thought was quite badly wrote. Another one of the top exchanges is now on the brink of going bust. Where have you got that information from? Because according to KuCoin, they haven't. So I do always, let me just say this, guys, always practice self-custody. It's the bet if you feel capable enough to look after your own.
Definitely practice safe custody. That was just the other part I was trying to get to. Definitely keep your own wallet, and your keys aren't your keys unless you hold them. Get off the exchange, guys. Please. I'm trying to help you guys out here.
Seed phrase to get a ledger, to use a ledger, do that. Don't trust an exchange. FTX was a great example. For me, Cryptopia was one that I got caught up in 2018. You know, you shouldn't really be trusting an exchange, period. This space is all about minimizing trust and saying, okay, we don't just want you to trust me, bro. We want our own kind of, we can do this ourselves. It's all about taking power back and not having to trust a third entity. So you should always self-custody. But as far as I'm aware, KuCoin isn't going bust. We'll look at what they've said in response to this. This time it's KuCoin. We've warned about this shady exchange for years as being a fraud. Wow. You know, it's amazing how many comments I get in the comment section. I'll cover a crypto project. Instantly, everyone, oh, it's a scam coin. Wait, what? You've got to be able to back that up with some kind of source, at least one. But anyway, so today the US government indicated the exchange and its founders on criminal charges. So that says indicted, citing a multi-billion-dollar criminal conspiracy. They've worked alongside Tether for years to prop up the market. Oh my goodness. And rig prices in favor of whales and insiders. What do you think the US government do themselves? If you have your funds on centralized exchanges, it's like trusting a, squirrel to guard your nuts. Very interesting. So always practice self-custody. KuCoin obviously have came out in response to all this. KuCoin is operating well and the assets under users are absolutely safe. We are aware of the related reports and are currently investigating the details through our lawyers. KuCoin respects the law and regulations of various countries and strictly adheres to.
So let's go back to Twitter for a second. Update. KuCoin at 13.7 cents, which is 24% undervalued. Looks like KuCoin FUD makes cash transactions go up. Most likely people are wanting to get their cash out of the exchange. And I think that's what I was talking about earlier, that the transaction is going crazy, is one to keep an eye on. And where is osmosis at, Israel brother? I read some have to wait for hours for other coins. and that's not the KASPA network. It is KuCoin back order. KASPA can handle loads easily, and he's right. And that's what I was saying. If you're gonna move it quick, because they're gonna start doing the old Robin the Hood or Robin Hood. The network's down, the system's froze. Oh, you can't get anything. Staking reward. I'm kind of iffy with staking. Where's the staking reward at? I mean, where do you stake it at? Because I don't really trust staking. I'm telling you, I've seen people burnt. I know a guy who got burnt bad with staking. This guy staked, I don't know. Honestly, I think it was 2 point something million Ethereum on a network that was doing staking rewards. And he went back to check, and this was when Ethereum was like $2,000, I think. $2,200. This was previously. And he staked it on a platform, and he went back and the platform was gone. I don't remember what the platform was. I'm not laughing. I'm just thinking, trying to remember what the platform was. Anyway, he staked it and everyone was gone. Everyone who staked with these guys who staked their Ethereum, it's all gone. Right. And this guy had to check himself into a mental institution. I'm telling you straight up, right? This is word to the street. So be careful with staking, because once you lock it in a staking exchange or wallet or however they, oh wow, you can stake it. It's a wallet, access wallet. You can self custody stake it. I don't know. I know I staked with crypto.com some Ethereum, and my Ethereum is still stuck in crypto.com. And yes, just be careful with staking, right? I don't recommend it. It's not financial advice. If you want to do it, hey, knock yourself out. I'm just not doing it. I know too many people who got burnt from staking crypto, and I'm not doing it. I see much frustration in the KASPA community recently when I said in November it's not a good idea to be all in one token, even stuff like CAS. I received a lot of hate. Now, so many Casman people really ready to jet their bags. What? What the fuck is what is jet their bags? What does that mean? This is an ideal opportunity to be shoveling in, making the rotation again. Casman bit pair looking absolutely amazing and hitting a monthly demand is a big opportunity you do not want to fade. I see a sweep of local lows into the demand, but essentially it's accumulation time, and you bet I am. And definitely it's still good to accumulate CASPA. I'd recommend to DCAN as always, right? Don't go all crazy on it. And this is CASPA funding. Step by step, we continue to move forward. Thank you to the community for continued support, direct and shape the vision. So this is CASPA funding. Revolutionize how crowdfunding is done in the CASPA community. Hash rate gold 2024, minimum gold 12 terahash, maximum gold 100 terahash. Miners Ice River and Bitmain are used to support the initiative. Wallet balance 3,000, I guess, 3,743. $517 in USD. Hash rate is 1 point. Oh, okay, I'm tripping. So this is the initiative where you can mine to this CASPA funding wallet. So I don't know if you guys are looking at that. I might check it out because I did get a email. This KS Pro, the commemorative edition, is coming out today. It's finally got shipped and it's finally arriving. So we are live. So shout out to who is this? Ice River, and they did deliver on what they promised. So let's see here. Go back to Twitter. To Jim Skibaum. Very typical price action on cash. If you aren't bullish at these levels, not sure what to tell you. KASPA is in the pocket and offering good risk to reward entry here for those looking, and absolutely worst time to sell unless you're selling bottoms. Selling the bottom. Leave Puffy out of this. No, let me get serious. 40 cents, 40 cents plus next. Once again, we're going south. Things are going south for an exchange. KuCoin appears to have less safe exchange to keep your funds in reality. No exchange is ever safe. Keep your funds. If you have funds, please look at self-custody. And this is the Tangent wallet. So shout out to Tangent and the self-custody tokens. And this is what I was talking about. So this is a special project we worked on. Ice River to brand the KASPA currency commemorative KS0 Pro miner. This is the first sighting of these machines in the wild. Each one came with a KASPA. So yeah, probably gonna have this today. So I might make a video about that tomorrow. But I'll let you guys get back to it. Bounce off the green band and looks good to continue trending sideways while we're sitting at the same undervalue we were in January, 10 cents, but now priced at 13 cents 2 months later. That should tell you how fast KASP is growing. So let's look at the trending real quick. Trading view for KASPA. Let's see here. We can pull that up. Sometimes it doesn't work that well. So just trying to see. Altcoin Bonanza. Shout out to Altcoin. This is where are we? Check out CAS Analytics on TradingView. That's where it's actually going. 11 days to see if CAS can hit my target of 21 cents. Okay, that's weird. What is going on here? Invalid symbol. What in the... Just trying to pull it. Okay, there we go. Finally. So this is also TradingView. And this is the, what was that? That 12 cent mark. And we're down to 12 cents. And let's see here. Thought we had a 10 cent. This is the 4-hour chart. Things have been going crazy. And we are at 13.7 cents. Let's see if we can check the dashboard at 188 petahash. Percent mine 80.66%. Next reductions 8 days. Current price is 13.3 cents. So we're down 6.8. So I suspect there will be a buying opportunity this week because with the price going down and this KuCoin and this Coinbase announcement, I think crypto is going to get hit pretty hard again. So be ready for the price to dip, and it's coming down for us to pick it up. But I guess this is good for today. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the likes and subscribes. And thanks for the super chats and the Cash app. But again, remember, KASPA. Let's get back to the money. Let me see. KASPA. Let's freaking go, guys. And KASPA's the Army, better yet the Navy. Shout out to the Air Force. And if Elon Musk ever get it together, the Space Force, KASPA's going to the moon, baby. Remember, dance with who brought you to the party. Don't forget that. I know you love that. I got all the recordings. I got all the things recorded. I think there's another one here. I guess not. I think it's clapping. Well, thanks for joining, and keep an eye out for KASPA. We might do a KASPA video tonight since we spent the whole time talking about what's going on with KuCoin and this Coinbase lawsuit. Thanks for supporting the channel, and let's get back to the money, guys. Peace out. See you tomorrow, or maybe tonight.